Switzerland can be considered one of the economic engines of Europe, with an economy almost twice the size of Austria's, larger than Poland's and almost as large as Turkey's. And all this in a country of just 9 million inhabitants. This is no coincidence because Switzerland's strong economy is due to a variety of reasons, which we will now look at. The Swiss economy is surprisingly diverse, from the financial industry to large commodity traders, or from the pharmaceutical industry to food manufacturers. Switzerland is home to many global companies that are leaders in their respective industries. However, the backbone of the economy are not these large corporations, but the Swiss small and medium-sized companies. Small and medium-sized companies with a maximum of 250 employees account for 99% of all companies in Switzerland. And they employ 2/3 of all workers, which underlies their importance for the labor market. And they operate in a wide range of industries, from crafts and manufacturing to services, technology and research. And this diversity also protects it from fluctuations in the economy. Many small and medium-sized companies are also export-oriented and often operate in narrow niches, which allows them to compete successfully in the global market despite high local costs. The largest export markets for Switzerland are the USA, followed by Germany, China, the UK and France, while the largest imports come from Germany, Italy, the USA, China and France. Gold, by the way, accounts for the largest imports and exports. This is because most of the world's gold passes through Switzerland, it enters the country in its raw form, is refined and leaves Switzerland again with the highest degree of purity. Swiss refiners process 70% of the world's gold, and 5 of the world's largest refineries are located here, 3 in Ticino and 2 in western Switzerland. This places Switzerland at the center of the international gold trade. For centuries, Switzerland has pursued the idea of direct democracy and neutrality. This minimizes the likelihood of a political movement turning the country upside down. And thanks to neutrality, Switzerland has been largely spared from international conflict, despite its exposure to Europe's vibrant history. And this results in the fact that today Switzerland is perceived as one of the most stable countries, which is appreciated by investors. Switzerland was also long known for banking secrecy, which helped wealthy individuals, corporations and even governments discreetly park their money in Switzerland, mostly to evade taxes or to protect it from expropriation. However, in recent years, Switzerland has taken steps to crack down on tax evasion and money laundering, largely in response to international pressure. Banking secrecy has been relaxed, and Switzerland has committed to the exchange of information. Nevertheless, Switzerland is valued among investors for its stability, a functional constitutional state, and the relatively efficient and transparent administration also contribute to the fact that international companies usually feel right at home in Switzerland. The high degree of innovation also contributes to the well-being of the Swiss economy. Switzerland is ranked first in the Global Innovation Index, followed by Sweden in second place, the USA and the UK. However, one must take these rankings with a grain of salt. There are several such rankings that use different indicators and therefore produce different results. Switzerland is known for its good universities. Institutions such as the ETH in Zurich or EPFL in Lausanne are among the best technical universities in the world and are centers for research and development. Also, the Swiss government and especially private companies invest a lot of money in research and development. Switzerland has one of the highest rates of patent applications per capita in the world. And this also shows that there is an awareness about intellectual property protection. Vocational training in Switzerland has gained worldwide recognition and plays a central role in the Swiss education system. About 2/3 of Swiss young people choose one of the 230 recognized vocational apprenticeships in Switzerland after completing compulsory schooling, and they do so at the age of about 15. This is why Switzerland has one of the lowest youth unemployment rates in Europe. In Switzerland, just under 25% of people graduate from gymnasium, while the gymnasium graduation rate in Germany, for instance, is over 41%. Switzerland has a tradition of practical vocational training, and this has an impact on the economy. The next factor is the high degree of globalization. Switzerland is ranked first worldwide in the 2022 Globalization Index, followed by the Netherlands, Belgium and Sweden, making it one of the most globalized countries in the world. Switzerland also set up many free trade agreements. In addition to an agreement with the European Union, it has negotiated agreements with 43 other partners, including China, Japan and the UK. As a result, companies benefit from easier access to the global market. Switzerland also takes a federal approach in its tax system. That is federal tax, cantonal tax and municipal tax. Each of Switzerland's 26 cantons sets its own cantonal tax rate, which means that cantons compete with each other to attract wealthy individuals or companies. The same is true for municipalities. Cantons like Zug or Schwyz are known for particularly low tax rates, and no wonder Zug has about one company for every 3 inhabitants. The Swiss tax system is also said to be more transparent and less complicated than in many other countries, but honestly I have no insight and cannot verify this. In general, the tax burden is also lower. For instance, the standard value-added tax rate is currently still at 7.7%, significantly lower than in any other European Union country. The Swiss have voted in a 2022 referendum to raise the tax rate to 8.1% to support pensions. Another point is Switzerland's favorable geographical location in Europe. Switzerland borders the 3 major economic powers, Germany, France and Italy, allowing it to trade efficiently with these countries. Also, many goods from Italy are transported through Switzerland. Switzerland is part of the Blue Banana, a densely populated metropolitan area with high economic activity. But despite all these advantages, there are also some problems and challenges. For instance, its strong currency. If the Swiss franc becomes too strong, Swiss companies will have a harder time selling their products abroad. This is because customers have to pay more in their local currency to be able to pay for the products in Swiss franc. Tourism also suffers when the franc is too strong, because visiting Switzerland becomes more expensive for foreign tourists. That's why the Swiss National Bank has to weaken the franc frequently. And Switzerland is by far not the only country that has such a strong economy. Maybe it's worth to make such a video about the USA, Luxembourg, China, Germany, Japan or Singapore. Have I forgotten any factors? Then please feel free to let me know in the comments.